Huh?
I just realized that two wrestling type things are yeah and what, but they're also Lil Jon things in the music world. So if you say
Whoa.
yeah or what to someone, it depends what they're used to what those things are in
Right.
reference to.
Who wore it better? That's the
Right.
question.
That is very much a who wore it better.
Because in WWE, it took two different guys to
It's
come
true.
up with those.
Two different
But Lil
generations of
Jon
wrestlers too.
came up with those two words all by himself.
He mastered putting those
Yeah.
things together.
God, it's just so like dumb. Like how wrestling, like just,
Right. It
oh, we're
just
so dumb.
this discussion being a discussion just shows how bad rap music and wrestling is in certain aspects. It's like,
Uh-huh.
yo, know what one of my favorite quotes is? What? Yeah. Oh man, that's priceless. There is no wrestler that says okay though yet. Yet. Yet.
And then we had the yes
It's
crowd.
true, the yes chant was a thing.
Yes
Still
and
is.
yeah. Wow.
Well,
Really expanding the boundaries of vocabulary.
and yeet. Yes, yeah, and yeet.
Yeet. Oh my god.
I think I just convinced myself to fucking hate wrestling. I
I
think
know.
I think I just talked myself out of it. Crap.
You're out. All
But I
right.
wanted to want it. All right.
I've confused my priorities. Isn't it supposed to come to me? Yes, this is how it's meant to be. Every little thing flashing on a screen. Age of convenience. My daddy worked hard for that.
Give me a hell yeah.
Mm, there it is. And well, there it is.
There it is.
That is one big pile of shit.
Yeah. Hot refs. Hot references.
Yeah.
Right at hot refs. Who's the hottest ref in the NFL?
Yep.
And if you don't say Hockey Lee, you're
Right.
insane.
Let's be honest with you. Come on.
And I'm talking about baby Hockey Lee,
Oh yeah,
the
the other
strapping
one.
young lad.
Well, he doesn't
Oh,
have the
brother.
guns that Ed had.
Yeah. I love. He definitely just woke up one day and was like, "I'm just gonna be the most jacked ref just because I'm on
And-
TV."
And he's very bro, where it's like he was rocking schmediums, like those fucking
Yep.
like his, because he wasn't big, but he was like cut, and it was like, dude, those sleeves were like on their last stitch before just exploding. Like
He was
from
rocking
touchdown.
pokies all the time too.
Yeah.
Definitely,
Wow.
definitely. Carrying on the Janet Jackson legacy. We
Yeah.
know what's under there, Ed.
Yeah.
Two pointy
Nipples.
little dimes. Yeah,
Just
you can see it.
nipples. Yeah. Football season is upon us. There are contracts being made, and there are reports of like people not going to be showing up for camps, and so it is. As soon as the MLB All Star break passes, Roger Goodell definitely is like, "All right, boys, it's our world now.
Yeah.
Like we gotta get people lathered up so that they'll pay absurd amounts of money to go to preseason games that don't matter. Like we need these people to buy these tickets."
Yeah, let's make up all these stupid stories that aren't real and have no bearing on the season. Got to get those clicks. Love the ESPN summer football headlines. So and so doesn't report to camp. So and so's running with the ones. But it doesn't matter. Don't.
Did you
guys
did you
don't
hear this
click.
person opted not to go to the voluntary thing? It's like,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, kind of like that. I get it. Yeah, but does that mean that he fucking hates everyone? I didn't think so, but maybe.
God, it sucks. Like, I don't know. It makes me sad because like I feel like this year's been so fucked in terms of like, well, it's already almost towards the end of July, and I'm not. I don't mean to go on to the like the years go by so fast thing. But this year in particular, with how long the winter was, I don't feel like we had a real spring, and then it was just hot. Now it feels like with football coming, summer's ending, and it's not fair because I don't feel like we had a real year of like
Right.
doing. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. I'm projecting, but that's what happens when football comes around. It is a little sad. It's there just when we need it, but when it's there, we know we need it. It's like
Yeah,
I don't know,
for sure.
chicken or
Like
the egg, chicken or the egg.
I don't. It's I mean it's bad because right. I don't like planning anything on Sundays during football season unless that thing can involve watching football too. Like, hey, I'm having a gathering at my house. Whatever you're about to say next doesn't matter. I just need to know, will football be on and available
Will
for me to
football
watch?
and Totino's pizza rolls be involved?
Right, like, it's like, no, Jeff, this is a wake. I'm like, but you're gonna tell me the funeral home
Who
doesn't
does that on
have
a Sunday?
doesn't have a TV, right? And you thought it would be a good idea to put a wake on a Sunday in October. Like, you thought that was going to be a good idea. I'd rather take off work Monday to go to your wake than miss watching football in place of it.
I mean, that's what I remember. Whatever it was, 2 seasons ago when I was in New York City for like a work thing, and my train was supposed to go back on Saturday, and it got canceled, so I had to get a flight. But didn't leave till like Sunday evening. So I was like, well, I got an extra day here. And I just found somewhere where I could watch football for like, even though I was in New York City. I mean, I did in the morning, I walked around and did all that stuff, but I was like,
Up until
I gotta
1 o'clock.
find a place.
Until
Yeah,
1
yeah,
o'clock,
I gotta-
yeah.
yeah.
But even when you're in a big city, it's even harder because you're like, do I need to go anywhere early to get a spot? Because places are going to fill up. So yeah, so Matt's like, I walked around until 9 a.m. and then posted up 4 hours early to make sure I got a spot at a bar.
That's what I did. I mean, I did find a spot that was sort of near my hotel, and I was like, well, it was also like the official Texas Longhorns bar too, but it was a Sunday, so it didn't matter. But they like had every TV labeled, that kind of place for the games, and I was like, do I like if I come here at like 12:30, should I be good? Like, yeah, usually there's a spot somewhere. Like, it depends on the. I was like, okay, it's fine, and it worked out. It was fine.
So it's funny you say that because like there was a bar in Buffalo that I would go to a couple times with a buddy. It was called Buffalo Sports Grill, BSG for those in the know, and they'd had it where literally you'd go in on a Sunday and they had little fucking pieces of paper below the TVs that said this game's on this TV, this game, all throughout the place, behind the bar TVs, around the TVs. So I'm like, you know what? I really appreciate that. You are giving people the heads up. Yes, we have your game. Sit in this area. This is absolutely the TV you're going to see it on. And it helps them not have to fucking answer questions of, can you turn the TV? No. The answer is no. All games are being played. Sit in the right area. Because what I found now is that if you are, especially if you're in an unfamiliar city or anything like that, you have to dance around seeing sports, even in sports bars. Like, and it's frustrating. Like asking like, hey, do you carry the Yankees game? Dude, how many times I call places to try to be like in advance because I'm like, hey, I want to go out for this game, whether it's a Yankees game or during football season. If it's a non-Eagles game, I have to go, okay, where's their place that's, I can't go to a local bar because they're all going to play Eagles games. What I have to do is go to a larger or definitive sports bar and see. But you call and they'll be like, hey, are you going to have this game on? I think so. Now, as you can imagine, the person who answers the phone at the bar is like a usually a female between the ages of 18 and 20. And they don't watch sports. They never have any fucking, like, I'm lucky if they understand the team name I'm saying. And it's usually like, just like, I think we play football. I'm like,
We should.
I'm not confident. Yeah, I get
That's
you.
never an answer for any question in any business, and it happens so much. I think we
get
should.
that you are convinced there will be football on TV, and I know that I agree with you. However, I'm not convinced that this football game. Wait, what were the teams again? And I'm like, I don't want to be rude, but I want to be like, I need you to fucking go ask someone. Stop talking to me and go ask an adult. Like, and then when they come back, they're like, yeah, they said they'd have that game. And I'm like, okay, when I come in, should I ask to have the channel? No, it'll be on. And I'm like, I don't fucking
It
believe
should
you
be
for-
on.
Exactly. It's always stuff like that. I'm like, I agree, it should. However, that doesn't do anything for this conversation. So, like, I always feel weird, like, asking bartenders stuff, especially if, like, first pitch has happened and there's nothing. And I'm, like, looking around. I'm like, okay, just making sure before I ask them. I'm like, hey, can you put on, like, the Yankees game or something? Or, like, I'll have to ask, like, do you guys have MLB extra innings? And I'm like, I don't want to watch the Phillies game. I specifically want to watch this game. So I wish bars did a better job of advertising if they have MLB extra innings and Sunday ticket, and advertise if you're willing to show other non-local sports team games. Because, like, I don't give a dick if you have Sunday ticket if all you're going to do is show Eagles games anyway. Like, that doesn't do me any good. I'm not going to
There
patronize
used to be
your
a
bar.
selling point. Remember, like, you'd go drive by in the 90s and be like, we have 7 cable televisions. That
We
was
have
like
the
a
NFL
big
Sunday
deal.
ticket. It's like, you're telling me that I can watch the fucking Raiders game in full. Like, I mean, really, before any of that happened, that's why the red zone. See, I think the NFL actually fucked up with the red zone. Because the red zone made the Sunday ticket totally unnecessary.
Yeah.
Like,
We gotta
90,
get that fixed. Get that
90% of guys are absolutely willing to pay $10 to $20 for red zone, but they were never going to get.
Yeah.
Well, I guess maybe that's the thought is that.
Well, now
you're-
it's
if you're-
YouTube TV. Remember.
Oh, that whole now it's like $7,000 approximately to
Yeah,
get
yeah.
Sunday ticket. I don't know anyone that no, my friend Dan did have Sunday ticket when he had DirecTV. So, but years ago he had DirecTV solely so he could get Sunday ticket, and I think at that point it was like $200 a season. But now it's like $550, $600 a season, and you have to be a subscriber to YouTube TV, which is
Yeah.
like another like $60 minimum per month.
And the big fuck you to that is you don't get the commercial ad-free regular YouTube experience. You have to get YouTube Premium as well, which is utter
Amazing.
bullshit. My buddy Jordan has it, the YouTube Premium, just so he can watch Dolphins games in Colorado because it's the only way he would be able to do it. So he's like, he basically gets fucked on that.
Wow.
Yep. Or you could go to the. I mean, I love the idea of going to a bar too, and you're like, Jaguars, Browns, like, yeah, that's right outside the shitter. It's right. It's gonna be the TV closest to the bathroom. You got it. Like, yeah, there's one high top over there, so we have to. I guess we have to put that one on there.
No, they give you like a fucking like filthy tablet. They just hand you like this like sticky tablet. They're like, here you go.
Yeah, like a child.
Yeah. They're like, you can
Take it out
you
of the
can-
kids.
Yeah, they're like, you can use this. It's got like rubber barrier and stuff on it. They're like, whatever, man.
And we're gonna need you to pay in advance for all your drinks.
You have to open a $50 a secured tab. You have to open a secured tab. I like it.
All right. Wow.
Wow. How
What a-
appropriate.
The draft. Did you prep for this thing that we talked about last week?
Not that well.
Yeah, same. I have some
Great.
ideas though. It's gonna go swimmingly.
It's
At minimum, it'll take up 20 minutes of the program, which is really the idea.
right.
So last week, you guys, if you haven't, go back and listen, download, like and subscribe that episode. Subscribe to that episode.
Subscribe that
individually.
episode. Good. Yep.
Yeah. But the idea of like a guy's trip, it's basically a trip for dudes, I guess. But what's an ideal? I guess I kind of got lost in the sauce about what are we actually doing too, like, because you pitched the idea to our chat group, our text thread that, hey, October, let's do something. I don't care where, I'll travel. You guys can come here. but let's get it together, which we have done the last couple years anyway, because it's usually the start of the football season. So see how this is all coming together, folks. Um, but what is where are the ideal dude trip weekends, weeks, whatever? We're gonna do a draft for them, sloppily as needed. So what were some of your criteria when you were thinking about it? Because I sort of got caught in between, like thinking about something functional for this trip coming up, and also like, well, what would I actually want to do? Like what's an actually good trip?
That's the
Yeah,
problem. Is I'm like,
yeah,
I'm torn as to what the purpose of this list is, but I'm like, so I'll kind of just put together a list of places. Yeah, I mean, kind of known places to go. Have I been there? Have I not? What is there to do there? How active am I looking to be? Like indoor stuff, outdoor stuff, what time of year. So like it's tough. There's a lot that goes into it, and that's why I think it ends up being like a little bit of a hodgepodge. So it's like a Mount Rushmore of anything, really. I think this list was less like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and like a top, as opposed to like a top 5 in general, because like a Mount Rushmore of ranking things is that you're just going to put your own criteria in. There's not a definitive one thing that you're doing objectively. So that's kind of how I threw this one together.
yeah. That's basically it. I just
Yeah.
some of these ideas I put a bunch down. Some of them are like I would like to do it. It's like bucket list, and it'd be fun to do it with a group of guys. And then some of it's like I've been there. Some of it's maybe I'd like to go there. Some of it's like an experience. So yeah, we get it. We get it. Everybody gets it. It's no need for any more explanation. At the end, we'll have a list, and we'll still be like, okay, that is done. So
Yep.
You go in.
Yes, you do.
You go in.
all right. Do you? I was trying to think where we would actually like. Which picks would be the same, but yeah, you go ahead. You know what? You take it. Since you have a more robust understanding of what's going on.
I don't. That is inaccurate. So I'm going to start with my weird one. I did put Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Whoa, I had that as a honorable mention.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So, like,
interesting.
it's the Midwest. I'm like, it's always one of those cities where like I've thought about. I'm like, I know nothing about Milwaukee. I'm like, but I really feel like just seeing what Milwaukee is. And it's weird because it's one that people never say that they visit. It's really, I don't know that I've ever heard someone proactively say, yeah, I visited Milwaukee. So everyone knows about it, but no one goes there. At least no one I know goes there. So I wanted to be the guy that says like, yeah, I recently came back from Milwaukee. I went to Milwaukee recently. It sounds like you're very well traveled if you're going to Milwaukee. It sounds like you're a person on the go. So I think the street cred that comes with Milwaukee is good because because you're going to get the reaction like, I've never been to Milwaukee. How is that? Because then you seem intriguing. You seem like someone people want to talk to because you went to Milwaukee. So obviously, they have the Brewers there. Great thing to do if you can include baseball into a guy's trip. It's not a big time commitment. You can do it on the fly. You can get tickets last moment if you need to that way. Big fan of that. Milwaukee, also known for beers. All right, it's Midwest. It's real Midwest. Chicago is like fake fancy Midwest. Milwaukee is the Midwest, to my knowledge, having never been there. And like Wisconsin in general, like I'm talking beers, brats, cheeses, and the like. I've also found out that Milwaukee evidently has a lot of festivals. So it's actually called like the festival capital or something like that. There's a
Whoa.
Yes. So there's
Wow.
a lot of things going on. So it celebrates different stuff. And so I'm like, all right, if you could tell me that city's like walkable and such like that, going there when it's decent weather out, because obviously jump out at you as a city you want to go to once like October, November start rolling around. But yeah, that's where I'm going to start is on Milwaukee.
Good pick. I have been there once on a work trip, and I was surprised by it because yeah, you don't think it's not in the zeitgeist. You know, nobody's when people are talking about Nashville and Austin and Denver and you know all these hip cities. Milwaukee gets left out, but it's cool, and people from there seem to really like it. That's a big key. I think anybody who I've ever heard that either is from there or lived around there speaks highly of it. And you got to go. You got to go with the locals too. Yeah, you're right. You can make a trip out of that. I know Miller's there. So there's like Miller Brew Tours. I think we did that at work. But there's obviously a lot more beer. You're probably close to a lot of in Wisconsin, a lot of lakes and that kind of stuff too. And solid, nice, nice, nice pick with that. The festival city or whatever. I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
That's good. I like it. I like it. Okay. Um, I'll kind of go parallel to that then, in terms of a city. And yeah, I was trying to think of something that had a lot to do. So yeah, I mean, Chicago could have been up there because I really like Chicago. Has a lot, you know, amenities, a lot of activity. But I'd been there. Someplace I've never been. Seattle, Washington. I would love to go to Seattle.
Okay.
And this would be like a dude's trip for a week. It would be in the fall. So we could tie up a few things. Number one, for me, I would go to a Seattle Kraken game one night. Then we would go to a Mariners game one night. And then on the weekend, we would go to a Seahawks game. So we'd get all the major, you know, all the major
heavy
sports in there.
sports trip.
Yeah. Yep. And I was trying to, if there was a city that we would do all the sports stuff, this is the one I would want to go to. Like again, in Chicago. I mean, New York would be fine. Like go to a Rangers game, go to a Yankees game, go to you know you could do that. Obviously, that would work too. But something about Seattle in terms of the culture too. I've never been, but its connection to, I think nature draws me because I think there's a day we could go hiking. You know, just get out, you know, get out into the mountains. Good beer culture. Huge pinball city too. So that's where I was going with it. So I know I'm putting in a lot of my interests, but I feel like it wouldn't be hard to get our group of fellas to go to like a pinball arcade together. You know, I feel like
Yeah.
everybody would be down
Yeah.
for
I don't
that
think
too.
that's much.
Yeah.
I don't think that's much twisting of the
Yeah.
arm.
And then the arts music scene too. So that's part. So it would be it would be a busy week, but it's kind of like a place I've never been that connects to a lot of my interests and a lot of general interests. Where I don't think it would be hard to get everybody to go join in on. You know, we would have a big itinerary plan. Would we hit it all? I don't know, but I think just the vibe, the activity selection, puts it number one on my board.
Does the Kraken have a strong? Now I know they were kind of set up pretty well, out of the gate, but do they have a strong like a fandom in Seattle?
They do, yeah. I mean, I don't know if it's going to be waning if they're not successful, but I think they have arguably a lot of people say the best jerseys in the sport, best color scheme.
It's a great color scheme.
And I think it's just, I think it fits with the vibe of the city. Like it's their thing, you know. It's not like a team that moved from somewhere else. It started out fresh. So that would, I think yeah, they have a pretty good following.
I think
They
that's
sell
the
out.
cool. I think that's the cool part about expansion teams, is that it is a different vibe, that it's homegrown, can't materialized from nothing. I think you are better to get a buy-in instantly from the fans. Yeah, that's interesting. I'm glad. Boy, I'm wondering if Salt Lake City's going to be on your list now to go see a solid Mammoth game.
Mammoth. I didn't even think about there not. That's a good thought.
Yeah, I mean, I obviously Seattle, another city on my list of eventually. Like I will get there because of baseball. But yeah, I know that there's, you know, a lot to do otherwise in city and out, like you had mentioned. Pacific Northwest. Sure. I mean, it's literally
Bigfoot, redwoods.
Oh, see? Yeah, trees and monsters. So that's always good
Yeah.
too.
Like I know Bob would really want to do that. I know he's really into like Bigfoot hunting and sightings.
He is.
I know he's got his blog.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, when he retired from being a ghost hunter in paranormal activity, he went straight to Bigfoot and really looking into getting to Scotland to check out Loch Ness. So I can't remember what that study is called. There's an ology of like studying.
cryptology.
It is cryptology. That's what it is. Yep. No,
Yeah.
I think it's zoocryptology. Or
Oh, yeah,
no,
yeah.
it's cryptozoology. That's what it is. Cryptozoology.
Sorry,
is-
Bob, but we're blowing it here. I know
Yep.
he's just out there on the other side of the phone, just like,
Bob
you
is
guys,
our-
come
Bob
on. I
is our
talk about this
crypto-
all the time.
Grabs our local cryptozoologist. Really
Yeah.
keeps us updated, especially when he brings his maps and says like studies show that Bigfoot's somewhere around here this month. Really hunting it down.
Bob
So,
is
yeah,
just an
that'd be
acronym
huge
for
him.
Bigfoot over bitches. That's it.
Wow, interesting. What a backronym. All right, so next one I'm gonna bring up. Let's see here. I'm gonna drop a familiar one, and that is the Adirondacks, and specifically the cabin that my family has.
Dude, you took one off my list. You stole
Well,
one.
that's what you get.
I said Jeff's family camp.
So,
No, right off the board.
my brother uses it as a guys' weekend thing once a year. Him and his buddies go up for 3 nights. There are meats, there are alcohols that everyone brings, and aggressive lawn gaming outdoors, to the point of the Coob game that my brother's friend owns. He painted all with blacklight paint, and so brought up massive black lights so that the whole like yard area up at the cabin was blacklit, and they could play games in the complete dark with all the their lawn games all blacklight painted. So like, there's no cable, there's no internet.
The DVDs.
The DVDs are up there, which, man, if you get a group of guys together with DVDs from the 80s and 90s, it is like kid in the candy store sometimes, where you're just like, yo, I'm pumped to watch 90 minutes of some zany movie I haven't watched in 25 years. So it's not a lot about going. I mean, you have options to go up to like Old Forge if you want to go into a small town. Technically, it's actually not terribly far from like the casino. It's like 50 minutes away from Turning Stone if people wanted to go to something like that. The bars in town do have Sunday tickets, so I've gone actually to Old Forge to watch football. Plenty of hiking. There are mountains that you can climb that take 50 minutes to an hour to get to the top, with like phenomenal views that you can't get anywhere else outside of the Adirondack. So like, you can do as much or as little outdoors maneuvering as you want. But you can also just hang at the cabin, playing cards, listening to music, and watching movies. So good amount of downtime and good, but options to go out and do stuff.
Damn.
Hey, Jeff.
You got me.
Hey, Jeff, indeed.
I was going to save that till the end. I was going to be like, this is the one that could be realistic if we could do. And you stole it right from me. I should have went number 1. All right. I'm going to go with, an obvious, probably at the top of a lot of people's boards. Is it typical? Is it rote? Is it, easy? Yes, it is, because it works. Vegas.
It's on my list.
Vegas for the obviously the best time, probably one of the first few weeks of the football season. Maybe not the first one, but I think, maybe week 3, week 4, somewhere around there. You go, definitely have a hang in a sports book one day, all day. Again, connection to hockey. I would love to see a Golden Knights game. They have a crazy crowd, super into it, and they have like really good pregame stuff. I would make everybody also go to a Magic show. We would do that. That would be my one ask. That'd be my real, like, we'd have to go see, Tweedledee and Tweedledum's Magic Opera or something. I don't know who the hot magicians are these days, but or I don't know if David Blaine has a show there, some kind. If it was Blaine, we would go see that.
I'd still go to Penn and Teller.
Or yeah, Penn and Teller. Okay, they're still out. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we would do Magic. We would do buffets.
I do not want to see Chris Angel Mind Freak. I just want to make sure everyone understands that one. That guy's never landed with me. I'm like, you feel less like a magician and more of like, I'm basically a rock star. You're not, Chris. You're not. Please stop. You're not a rock star. Like, you do magic. Just do magic. Like, that's cool. But anyway, sorry, I digress.
And it couldn't be a lot. This would be like a 72-hour trip because it can be too much.
I was gonna say, like, this is maybe like fly in on a Friday evening and take the red eye out Sunday night, like, at best. Like, 72 hours is probably even pushing it. But that's what's good about it. That's what makes this trip possible, is because you have the city doesn't shut down at all, so you can jam all that shit into a very small time frame and then blink and be done with it.
It gets old real fast. I would, older now, I would keep the strip clubs out of it. Not even interested. If we had extra time, we'd just get out of the city a little bit and go golfing or something like that. Because there's, there's got to be some nice courses out there. But yeah, that would be it. Vegas, baby.
I'll be honest
Vegas.
with you, man. Strip clubs don't do it for me. They were fun to go to, like in like your 20s, but nothing against the concept of those doing it. Nothing against the concept of those going.
Oh,
just not for me.
Yeah. It
Like,
gets old.
In fact,
it's awkward.
It's
more awkward than not.
I had never understood why it's frowned upon. I mean, I get what people are saying, but I don't. It's never made sense to me. I'm like, so why would a woman not want to just be like, I just have a nice body and I'm going to make lots of money off of guys for some reason willing to pay me absurd amounts of money just for me to be here, like, and be naked. Like, good for them. That's a great business plan. Like, go.
It is.
Godspeed. But yeah,
I think more women are. I mean, the business has probably changed. I mean, hopefully for most of the establishments, it's less seedy, less less trafficky, more like, self-decided, oriented, empowered, that kind of stuff. But yeah, Vegas, easy to throw on the list.
Yep. All right. One that I've not done, but I know people have, is Nashville. I had to bring up Nashville.
Okay.
I mean, over the last 20 years, that is like the quintessential of, like, it's really getting popular. I figure at this point it's just straight up popular. I don't think it's getting popular anymore. I think Nashville is very destination-y. Never been there, but I know a couple of our friends have. I don't know a lot of specifics about Nashville. I know it's country music, which I could, leave, but as far as I know, people are like, it's more about like live music, a lot of live music. So, I mean, going to a bar, watching live music, or doing like karaoke and stuff like, or it sounds like it's a very like bar hopping area. Like, you just kind of go in, have a beer, go to the next one, and doing that. I mean, there are definitely fun times doing that stuff. You could squeak in a Predators game. Unfortunately, I guess a Titans game. Titans are in Nashville, I think, right? No, are they in Memphis?
They are. No, they're in Nashville.
They're in Nashville? Okay. So, I mean, if you wanted to see Cam Ward, the number 1 overall pick quarterback that no one's talking about. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know that it would I don't know that it would be anything wild, and like extremely memorable, but I don't need, like, it's kind of like the anti-Vegas. Like, I don't need wackadoo. I just like, but because if it's just cool stuff to go out and be low key but going out a lot, then Nashville's one I could definitely mark off my list.
Smashville. Yeah, I've been through a couple times, and a lot of it is like I think it's called Broadway, the main street, but it's a lot of stuff's all connected, and near the stadium is within eye distance. Yeah, the Predators Arena is, and it is country music, but yeah, it's like there's indie music, it's live music, it's a good vibe. It seems like it's almost more of an energy thing too. Like everybody's kind of there for the same reason, so that part of it's fun. Plus, it's just a beautiful, beautiful town. Beautiful
Lovely.
people, beautiful babies. All that stuff.
Delightful.
Nice. What was that? Third?
Well, yeah, but I only have one left because
Oh yeah.
we kind of did some crossover
I'm gonna
work.
go. This would be something that we couldn't do in the fall, but it's more of a bucket list thing. And it's going with a group to the Masters.
Oh.
I would want to do that. So, what's cool about it, what I know, is you're not allowed to bring your phone in at all either. Like you got to put it in a bag, one of those lock bags. So you really just go. You're just hanging. And what I've heard too is like food it's like really good, like pimento sandwiches.
And it's known for
like
being cheap. Like if you can get
Yeah,
like
I mean,
the
it's
food
all
is
like
absurdly
relatively
cheap.
cheap. Yeah. So just be like, I don't know if you go for all 4 days, maybe, that seems like a lot, but it'd be fun to like go to the par 3 contest before it starts. But especially being there on the weekend, walking the grounds, following around a group, or seeing some kind of history, because it's always history at the Masters. But being able to enjoy that, it's always beautiful. Like you just when you see it on TV, just the green, the magnolia, whatever trees, the bridges, everything's like perfectly manicured. Not a squirrel in sight. I don't know who's murdering the squirrels. Somebody on the crew is. They got their own Bill Murray, probably. But I don't know. I think it would be a good time. Then get your phones at the end of the day, check in on your Wordles, just go back to the hotel or the Airbnb. Crush some Mick Ultras. I feel like you got to drink Mick Ultras if you're going to the Masters. I don't know why.
You gotta keep it light. You gotta keep it light and sophisticated.
But yeah, pretty easy choice.
I know that to actually go to the Masters though, you do need to win a lottery. You have to submit.
Be white? Is that what you mean?
Oh no
Is that what you mean, the life lottery?
I mean literally.
Okay.
I mean literally. You have to register and then hopefully get picked for tickets. So I know that that's a challenge because I've had my buddy Columbo has many times gone into lotto, and I think he's gotten practice rounds a couple times. And gone down there for that, so I know that it's a lot harder to get into, and it's not a given.
Did not know that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna pivot on a dime. Waste Management Open, beginning of the season.
There we go.
The
All
one
right.
TPC Star, the one where everybody gets fucked up and is yelling from the crowd. We do that one. You can bring your phones, and
There
it's
you
chaos.
go. Yeah,
And
you
everybody
can bring your
throws their
phones,
beers.
and you need to.
Yeah, and people just throw their beers out on the 17th hole if somebody makes a hole in one or something like that.
I'm in.
That's probably more our speed. I don't know where I'm getting off of this master stuff. I don't know. I guess I tried something.
Yeah.
It didn't. It didn't. Yeah, I didn't. I was
Okay.
maybe wrong. I
Sorry,
was
Augusta,
misguided.
Georgia. Sorry.
Corrected.
That's
We
not gonna
corrected.
work. Yeah,
Yeah.
all
I'm
right.
joking. I'm joking.
That's
All right.
fair. My last one that I have is a bit of a. It's not a wild card because it's a destination that people go to, specifically for one particular time of year, one thing. So I don't know what the hell it offers outside of that, but I'm talking about Louisiana, Nolens. So
Thought about that.
now that being said, that really feels like just going there just to say you went there, because a lot of people have said that Bourbon Street, where all the hullabaloo is, the French Quarters smells like shit, and like it's just a filthy fucking existence. Now I don't know if that's just because of Mardi Gras, because again, I don't know what people have gone to New Orleans outside of Mardi Gras. And yeah, I
There's a
can
big jazz
imagine.
festival.
I can imagine that the biggest party of the year in the U.S. probably leaves the place smelling like fucking feces, probably from the feces. I can imagine that the food that is served there. I don't need people woofing down beers and gumbo and fucking Creole shrimp and then exploding through. Like that's got to be one of the least desirable places to try to go to the bathroom, especially in like a porta john. I don't know why I want to go here. Now the more I keep talking, the less I do want to go there. So I saved it for the end.
Yeah.
And I think it's probably just been pushed over the edge of like I don't need to go to New Orleans. There's not even baseball, so it doesn't even have like a redeeming factor. I don't want to see the Saints play. They're
I think
silly.
the food is worth, because it's something, especially in the U.S. where a lot of our culture is homogenous. I think you get to go to a place like New Orleans and experience something different, you know. And you could probably take it as far as you want to with the Mardi Gras thing, but maybe you go there during the Jazz Fest. A lot of people go there for that, and that's kind of a big deal. I think they still do parades, but it's not. I feel like Mardi Gras is probably more college-y, and Jazz Fest is more like adults getting hammered on the street. Maybe I'm misguided. I don't know.
That's
But
fair.
yeah, you get the food, you get the culture, and there's got to be a lot to do there. I would imagine. I'd be down to go if that means anything to you. Um, here's one. Here's one that you and I would like. I don't know about anybody else.
Okay.
Maybe it's a two-dude trip.
Okay.
Super Nintendo World, baby. Let's
What
go.
the fuck is Super Nintendo World?
You don't know Super Nintendo World?
No.
It's an actual place in like a kind of a Universal Studios thing.
Really?
And I think there's one that there's gonna be two. I don't know which one came first. I think well, there's one in Japan,
Oh, it's
and
in
then one
Universal
opened up
Studios?
in Universal Studios in Hollywood, and there's gonna be one in Orlando this year. So some of the key features: power-up bands. You go in, you have like a power-up band that you wear on your wrist, and allows you to like collect things and track scores. There's like question mark boxes you can hit. Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge, a ride. Donkey Kong Country, like Minecart Madness attractions. I don't know. It's basically it's a nerd place for, instead of Disney adults, it's Nintendo adults. So you just go there. Obviously, have some drinks. You'd probably want to go during the school year on a school day to try to minimize the children there. Go on like a Wednesday.
Right. Let
You
the
know.
adults fucking
Yeah.
have it.
Yeah.
I don't want to be. I don't want to try to be courteous and be like, "Oh, can my son go in front of you?" No, I don't want him to. No. So I agree. I would have to go on a.
But I'm not, I'm not a big Disney person. I would go there to check out the Star Wars stuff, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But it's in terms of theme parks and getting that kind of experience. I'd want it to be something that I, was overly passionate about. Really, really cared about deeply in my dreams. Speaking of, a new Donkey Kong Country came out this week, and it's awesome. Sorry, Jeff, you don't have your Switch 2 yet, but anybody that does, check it out. It's delightful. And I guess for a real one, I know you don't have another one. It would have been Jeff's family camp, but just camping in general. I said one of my favorites around here. If I was going to realistically go camping around here, kind of impromptu, I would go probably to
Letchworth.
like Letchworth. I was thinking Letchworth or Fillmore Glen, somewhere where there's a hike, or at least there's something where there's water. Letchworth is probably the ideal in that high train track area, like the hikes around there. Yes, let's say Letchworth Park. It's doable. It's beautiful. It's a great landscape. But camp. That's probably what I would really want to do, is go camping. Get up early, find a fishing spot, do that kind of deal. Campfires. Because there's always some guy in the group who loves to like man the fire. It wouldn't be me. I don't care. I'm not like a big
Not
fire guy. I do like
not
sitting around the fire, but
not man the fire. It's someone's like, I'm going to build the fire. I mean, granted, it's
Mhm.
usually me. I don't mind doing it. And if it needs to be done, I'll do it. But I agree.
well, someone's always got to stick around it and poke it. Keep adding the wood.
It's true. It's
Yeah.
true.
And there's always somebody that loves to do like a cooking over the embers.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like when you're camping, everybody kind of has their niche or their role or their expertise or their interest, and then everybody does it. But then each person has their, whatever they
You
contribute.
gotta,
to it, so.
you gotta bring something to the table. You gotta. That's the thing with camping. It's probably the most communal opportunity, like communal event. Meaning, like, if you're not taking the reins on something, you should feel a certain way about your contributions overall. Like, you should take the reins on something. That can be anything. Maybe you're the one who organized the shopping list of stuff that needs to get bought. Because you're like, you know what? I don't want to be bothered at the camp, but I will make sure we are locked and loaded for the items. So you could be that person. You could be the person that makes sure that the fire's going. You could be the person that's like, no, I'll cook. You could be the person that's like, I'll clean up, because the cleanup person at camp, that's an important part. You could be the person that sets up the games and like keeps people doing stuff, so that there's not a lot of just generic downtime. It's someone where we're all sitting around in like chairs at 3 p.m. and someone goes, let's go play some goddamn cornhole. Like, and gets up
Yep.
and physically sets it up, because then
Just
everyone else
the
goes.
initiative
Yeah,
guy.
everyone
Yeah.
else just goes like, yeah, okay. Like, it's not hard to convince people to do stuff while camping, but someone's got to make the move. You can be that person. You gotta bring something.
Somebody's got to be the guy that at 10 a.m. is like, you know what? I'm gonna crack one open. Anybody else?
Oh, yeah.
Everybody
There's
else.
gotta
I don't know,
be
is it
fir-
too early?
there's gotta be
Somebody's
first-
got to be that guy.
First drink guy has to be there.
yeah. It's important role. Yeah.
Because there's nothing funnier if you're the one, like, so I never sleep in while camping. I never sleep great. So no matter when I go to sleep,
No.
I'm usually the first person up. At best, one person is up before me, but I'm very regularly the first person awake. And it's always funny. I always feel like it's funny that when the last person gets up, there's usually someone's already drinking. By the time the last person emerges, someone has been drinking. So I feel bad for that person because they don't get to see the initial drink pour or the crack
They don't
of the
get to
beer.
have morning or a coffee. Or, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
The first coffee,
Yeah.
then you're like, yeah.
Yeah, does anyone have coffee? The coffee's all gone. Your options are alcohol right now. Like, the coffees are gone. I guess you could get a bottle of water, but, like, because it's okay to drink coffee in the morning and not drink booze. That's okay in camping. But there's a certain threshold that coffee stops, and if you wake up after coffee stops, that's tough shit. You're not drinking coffee, all right? Maybe if you brought a Celsius, maybe you can have that, but I encourage you to have a nice light beer instead.
Good. This is just like hanging, doing the hair of the dog. Yeah, then somebody's got to be. You're right. The guy that's like, well, guess we better get to it, huh?
Yeah.
Let's get down to the water. Or let's hit the camp showers real quick.
That's true. Yep.
Get this day going.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I haven't been to a campsite in a long time, since I lived in Buffalo. So it's been a long while. I bet it's probably been about 8 years or so since I've been to a campsite. I'm not much of a tent guy these days. Definitely need an air mattress. No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Oh yeah.
But
I would camping comfort.
I would love to do like a cab, like getting a cabin somewhere, even at like a state park or something like that. Like going to a Letchworth and renting a cabin. I'd be all about that. Because again, if I had like a tow behind camper, I always thought campers were awesome. Like a part of me always wanted to own like a truck, get a truck and get a tow behind camper, because I could just find joy camping so many weekends of the year. But camping in tents, the biggest problem is that weather. Weather can just fucking ruin the whole thing. Even if it rains temporarily, If you have a tent, the problem is you don't have anything to do if it's the middle of the day. Sure, at night it's not necessarily a problem as long as the tent stays dry. But during the day, you're like, I don't want to go fucking sit crisscross applesauce in my fucking tent and uncomfortably play fucking rummy. Like, that's not what I want to do. I want to be sitting at least be sitting at a goddamn table in a chair. But like, you're like, oh, I gotta fucking fold up the camp chairs. You're like, what needs to be covered? Whereas at least if you're in a cabin of some sort of structure, you can move stuff quick under. You can hang out under that, maybe sit at a table and chairs and stuff, and it doesn't necessarily ruin the day. But
I'm not opposed to the tent camping. I'd be okay with it, but you don't have to convince me to do a cabin. I mean, I'd be okay with that. I'm fine. Yeah, I always want, just the mobile camper, just the all-in-one. Like, give me one of those someday. Just get out. Just get out and see the world, No number twos, though, obviously. We all know that on the camper bus. Never. All right. So I guess your house or Bob's house then?
yeah, that'll be it. That'll work.
Is that what we're gonna do? Is that what it's gonna be?
For this one, that'll work.
Yeah.
No, I mean the cabin is a theoretical.
I like the idea of the cabin.
The
I would like
cabin's
to
an
see
option. It literally is maybe 45 minutes shorter for me to go to the cabin than Bob's house.
Wow.
Drive wise, yeah. It's not a quick drive for Jeff. So if I'm willing to go, actually, if Boyko's willing to go, then no one can complain because Boyko would have to probably fly. But yeah, a couple things. You know what? It'll be a quick rundown. But I recently went to Cleveland, and I noted some things that I wanted to talk about. So,
all
right after our discussion about not wanting to poop at work, I had to relieve myself at the airport, and I went to a small bathroom with only 2 stalls.
Oh, that is your version of pooping at work. You're traveling. It's the only way.
And I only 2 stalls, and I get out of the stall, and there's a guy just waiting for me to leave, and I'm like, motherfucker. And I'm like, oh no, because I hope this guy. I know who this guy looks. I know what this guy looks like, and now he knows what I look like. I'm like, I hope he doesn't go to the same gate I go to. I'm like, we're already in the same terminal, but maybe he's not on my flight. I don't know that he was on my flight. I don't remember seeing him again, but that was very intimidating.
But that's free roam. I feel like public shitting in an airport where you don't know anybody. There's a little bit of a more
leeway,
comfortability, I guess. Just piggybacking off that, because your next topic probably isn't that.
Yeah, it's not.
Just a fun work poop story.
Okay.
So I went into the bathroom, the aforementioned one right off the break room, and there was a sign that said "Maintenance in progress, please wait," which is what happens when like our female maintenance worker will put that sign so that nobody goes in there when she's changing things. And I see the sign, and she's waiting outside the door. She said, "Oh, you can go in there. Somebody's already in there anyway." And I go in, and somebody is pooping in the one stall. So imagine that dead man walking, like knowing she's just out the door waiting. I would stay in there all day until the end of her shift.
Yep, the woman's waiting to clean your fucking mess.
Yeah, yeah. Like, it's gonna be you. She's gonna know exactly who was in there last.
I hope it was a customer.
What the scent is.
If that was an employee,
no,
yeah.
It wasn't, because it's our employee bathroom. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, yeah.
She shouldn't wait right there. She shouldn't wait right there. It's like, put up the sign. Put up the sign and go take a lap. Yeah. Yeah. She doesn't. I don't think she's processing it, but she shouldn't wait there.
Because she's an older woman. She's kind of, she's just all about business, really. But she said it as I was opening the door, so clearly the person in there could hear her say, "Yeah, go ahead. There's somebody in there now."
There's
anyway,
already someone in
just
there
imagine
taking a big dump.
The pressure, the pressure of that.
Yeah,
just
that's
like,
unfortunate.
Oh God. Yeah. Go ahead.
An aspect of traveling I do enjoy is that if you do get to rent a rental car, there's nothing more fun than driving a rental car, in my opinion. It's like, I don't normally drive this car, so National didn't have a great selection for me. I never go with a sedan. I always have to go with some SUV, but they didn't even have like a mid-size SUV, which is usually what I like to get. So I went for a Mazda CX-5. Drove very comfortably. I eventually figured out how to work the infotainment system, which is weird because they use like a little like navigating dial in the center console. Not intuitive necessarily out of the gate, but I did eventually use that. Yeah, had nice pick me up. Drove really well on the thruway or the interstate, I should say. However, I would never be purchasing one. Too small of a vehicle for me. Felt not crammed in the driver's seat, but like the back seat looked tiny and the cargo area looked tiny. Not something I would do long term. But the drive was very delightful on the Mazda CX-5.
The worst I ever got. So when I used to travel for work, I'd get rental cars. The best I ever got probably in North Carolina was like a Chrysler 300, like some kind of very powerful, like larger size sedan. The worst, I think, I went to Arizona. I had to drive from like Phoenix to Tucson or something. I ended how I got it. I didn't request it. A PT Cruiser.
Yeah,
It was the worst. I was like, no. And it thing sucked. I was so scared driving that because it's got such a high profile. It was windy, and I felt like I was like getting blown around.
What an awful,
it was like
amazingly
one of the hardest
terrible
drives
vehicle.
I ever had to make. Yeah,
Good
it was
Lord.
awful. I hated being seen
And
in it.
I was just going to say, then
it
you
was
have
the
to get
worst.
out of it and like people
yeah.
look at you.
This isn't mine. This isn't mine.
We already know I went to the Football Hall of Fame. Spent about 2.5 hours walking around that, seeing things. It's funny because when I paid to get in, she gave me a ticket, and she literally goes, "Now you don't have to give this ticket to anyone because you're already in." Why are you printing?
Why do I
Is
need
this
this
like a memento? Like why? It's like a receipt.
What
Like,
does it say
so why don't
on
you
it? Oh,
just
it's a receipt.
why don't you just tell me like, hey, do you want a ticket for like framing when you get home or something? I didn't understand. She goes, literally, she handed me a ticket. And you go, you don't need to give this to anyone because you're already in. Then what are we doing here?
Did you keep the ticket?
No, it's already gone, thrown out.
Okay.
So a lot of reading. That's what museums are. A lot of reading. They had some fun interactive things where they gave you a replay to watch, and you could activate different cameras, and then you had to pick if they gave you the call, you had to advise if it was call stands, call is confirmed, or call is
Ooh,
reversed.
you're the replay booth.
Yes,
Okay.
you are the replay booth, and I aced it 5 for 5. No, sorry. No, I didn't.
Justice.
I went 4 for 5 because a call was confirmed, and I said that the call stood. I wasn't confirmed. So I got the call right, but the wording wasn't right, and I thought that it was not able to be confirmed, but the call should be as called. Anyway.
Football's hard.
They also, as we mentioned, ended with a Madden display where you could play Madden against other people. I did not sit down other than for a quick moment where I tried to throw a pass from Garner Minshew to Jacoby Myers, and it was incomplete.
Like in the game?
Yes.
Or did you have a foot? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's see.
It's gonna be a good start to the season for the Raiders.
Another thing about traveling, I got to that night that I arrived, I went and decided there was like a pizzeria, but it had like a bar. So I'm like, I'm going to sit down, have a beer or two, and then I'll get pizza to bring back to my.
Are you by yourself, by the way, or are
Yeah.
you with a group?
No, I'm by myself
Oh,
during this.
Oh.
So I went, and I'm like, I'm going to have a couple beers, and I'm going to order my pizza, and I'll just have a couple beers waiting for my pizza to be made, and then I'll take the pizza back to the hotel. And so I just start talking to guys at the bar. There's other people, single people sitting at the bar. I'm like, I'm just going to talk to this person. So I start talking to a guy. His name was Derwin. He, oddly enough, I'm in Cleveland and he's a Steelers fan. So I'm like, well, that's odd because not only it's not even a random team. You're like, it's like sitting down at an Eagles bar and being like, oh, look, a Dallas fan. Like, so that was interesting. I like talking to random people when I'm on a trip by myself. I find it like is very
no stakes. No stakes.
No stakes when you're traveling and you're not local or anything. Like it's just kind of, hey, whatever. You can make small talk, and if there's sports on or if they're like or anything, sports again, easiest icebreaker in the world to chat with someone about sports because it's easy to chat about someone else's sports team as well. I did not have a fan. It did not fare well for me sleeping for 2 nights.
Oh no.
It was awful.
You didn't do the Target purchase and return?
I couldn't because
strat?
I didn't know that I would have enough time the morning of my flight to go return it. So I did not do it this time. Fucking terrible.
Not even worth buying one
It
for
honestly,
$30 and just leaving
yeah,
it there?
in retrospect, probably. I probably would have gladly spent $30 and then handed it over to the hotel and be like, "This is now yours, and I expect it to be here if I have to travel to Cleveland again."
Did you try to YouTube fan sounds? Did that even work?
No, it's not the sounds, man. It's the heat. It's the blowing on the face. Like that's the thing. It's not just a white noise maker, or else that wouldn't be a problem.
Like cum shot.
Thank you.
Blowing on the face.
Very odd for those people that never had to do this. Meeting people you know very well, but only online.
Oh, yeah.
Very odd. You don't know what the protocol is. So it's like, oh, do you hug? Because, like, you know these people really well. Do you shake the hands? Do you high five? No one knows. So, like, people, like, constantly were, like, pump faking, being like, oh, shake a hand. I'm a hugger. So, like, just very odd vibes seeing dozens and dozens of people for the first time and then commenting on whether or not people are as tall as you thought they were. I was told
That's a lot of it. Huh?
I was told by one person that they thought I was taller. I'm like, I'm 6'1". I'm like, I'm surprised.
Really?
Like, what expectations did you have for my height? Do I appear that tall online? So that was interesting. Lots of work activities. Absolutely no work done. We know I got to play Mario Kart on a comically large video screen.
Yeah.
But you know, they pay for like food trucks. They actually paid for dinner as well, which included booze on company grounds, which I'm like, this is something that my old company would have never done. So that was neat that they do that stuff. And then was able to organize a hangout. Texted a couple people and I'm like, does anyone want to just hang out in the hotel? Well, no, the low pressure one and the low commitment one, which is after the dinner. It was 7:00 and I'm like, I'm gonna go back to the hotel lobby. I'm gonna pick up a couple beers, and I'm gonna go to the hotel lobby. I go, if anyone wants to come and hang, no time commitment, anything. Ended up with about 10 people, I think, at one point.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for 'em.
10 random people, just because I texted a couple people who did come down, and then it was people coming in. People just coming into the hotel and be like, oh, what's up, guys? And people would just stop. Or people like, hey,
Just hanging out? I'll hang out.
Yeah, I'm going to go up and change real quick into something more comfortable, and I'll come back down. And everyone who said they were going to come back down came back down. So good grab bag. Some hardcore ones went out and got like charcuterie items, like literally multiple cheeses, cured meats, crackers, whatnot. So like we actually had a spread that the hotel was cool about it. No one said
Wow.
anything.
I would say you can bring outside food. Yeah.
Don't know if we're supposed to or not, but we had outside food and alcohol there, open, well out in the open. People are bringing bottles of wine and stuff. So that was
Jeez.
that was good. That was like one of my favorite parts because it was like impromptu. No one had to be there, so like it didn't feel forced. Felt more casual. And then one more thing I wanted to mention is that so I was on like a tiny plane. So going from because Cleveland is a much smaller airport than I thought it was. Cleveland is like a Syracuse airport, which I thought Cleveland would be bigger, but evidently it is not.
You'd think so, yeah.
So the direct flight from Philly to Cleveland, given how short of a flight it is, was a plane with like 45 seats on it, maybe. And it's weird when the flight attendant goes, I need someone from the first 5 rows, or rows 3 through 5, because row 1 and 2, row 1 and 2 are 1 and 2 first class seats, where I don't know what's so first class about those seats, but so the next 9 people were saying, for weight ratios, we need someone to volunteer to go towards the back so that the plane's weighted properly. And on the flight out, we had to wait a little bit because they were trying to figure out how to distribute the bags for weight ratios. And I'm like, man, that doesn't sound like something you want to hear. Like, hey, one person has to go and then it'll be fine. It'll be fine. So one of two things. Either it was fine, like I feel like it's fine without that person moving, or should we move like 2 people to make it really balanced, or are we just banking on someone's weight because you're picking one random person I don't know if she's like, okay, these people are generally the same size. Like there's no like 70-pounder versus a 350. But like the fact that our estimation is one body moving 20 feet further back is going to make or break our plane crashing. Like that's all I could process in my head. I'm like, man, I'm like,
or should we just reconsider like the design of an aircraft entirely?
Right.
Maybe
Can we
should,
not bank on this kind of thing? So that was interesting. But no, was able to get home securely. But it is funny on small planes because every time we'd fly into a cloud, turbulence. Fly out of the clouds, you're fine.
Oh, yeah.
Every time you fly into a cloud, turbulence. And you're like, oh my God, this thing is disrupted by all things disrupt this tiny aircraft, which you can absolutely tell noticeably different than if you fly on a larger aircraft. There's usually substantially less turbulence.
Well, I'll update a story from last week that has new lore to it to wrap up here. So my liquor store new friend, that apparently I brought up just a conversation, and then it turned into like more about him showing me his shorts and stuff like that.
Right.
I opened up that door, I guess. So this week when I went in there, I walk in, he says, "Oh, hey, oh, nice shirt." I was like, "Oh, okay." It's like, are we doing clothes now? Is this our thing? We talk now?
No.
Then I came up, he's like, "Oh, nice hat too." I was like, "Okay."
Wait, same day?
Yeah.
Wait,
when I got
what
up
were you
there.
wearing?
Yeah, it was just like it was a T-shirt with like tropical pattern or floral pattern, and my hat was blue, but it maybe had some similar vibes to it. So I guess he really liked that.
No,
But I
so
was
it
like,
wasn't even
I
like
should not have brought
it
up
wasn't
his
even like
shorts.
sports or a reference to a
Yeah.
specific thing. He was just like literally, I enjoy that that generic clothing.
I
Ooh.
guess. Or I was like, does he just remember me talking about his shorts, and now he feels like he has to say something, about my clothes because he wants to build that relationship now. So I have a new.
I guess, but he has to
65-year-old
understand that
best
that's
friend.
not how that sounds. Like that just sounds fucking odd. Where you're like,
Yeah.
like if someone was like, "Hey, I like your shirt," it's because they know what the fucking wizard is, and they're like, "Hey, I get that." Like reference shirts, I can dig it. But when it's
He
like,
just knows what he likes.
I enjoy that pattern
No.
is a fucking weird compliment. Like, yeah, I really enjoy that pattern. And if that was on the rack at Kohl's, I may purchase it. Great,
Yeah.
man.
I was like, we've never spoken before, ever.
Now it's back
Like,
to back about
you know.
clothes.
Yeah.
All right, so
And he was like, he's even like, oh, high noon? Yeah, is this, did you get this from the fridge? Because he always like writes down what somebody takes from the fridge so he can go replace it immediately. Yeah. But he's like, oh, you sure? You want, I'm going to get you a cold one? And I was like, no, solid with my decision. I'm not going to have it right now. I'll be all right. It was like, this is too much. I shouldn't have mentioned his shorts.
you
Now
need to
it's
go to
now
a new
it's
liquor
thing.
store for a bit.
But this one has the best point system.
Oh, they do points?
Yeah.
Get freebies?
So, yeah, or like $5 off coupons and stuff like that. So it's hard to give that up.
Well,
Just have to
then
deal with
you
the
know what you
awkwardness.
have to deal with. You're making that choice. That's fine. You're allowed to
I
make
should
that
test him out
choice.
this week. I should wear something really, really stupid and see if he comments on it.
Yeah, like racially charged or something. Like really put him to the test.
Yeah. I wear a Let's Go Brandon t-shirt. Oh, it's cool. Yeah, who's Brandon? I'm like, good. That's a cool shirt. If I knew a Brandon, I would wear that too. All right. Ring me up. I will take the cold one.
Yes, I will take the cold one, and I will have one now because this is awkward.
Yeah. But that'll do.
That'll
okay, everybody. We'll see you later. We'll see you in Seattle.
What a me.